Now that we've been introduced to a discrete random variable, we're going to look at how to calculate the mean. That's one of the advantages of discrete random variables, is everything is in terms of numbers again. So we can calculate the mean of the random variable that we're looking at. So the formula for the mean of a discrete random variable, the symbol is mu, and the formula is the sum of each x value times, let me do this multiplication symbol, its probability. And I'm going to put this in brackets. Yeah. So we're going to take every x value, we're going to multiply it by its probability, and then we're going to add all of those results up. And that's going to give us the mean. So looking at an example, Jason has an ice cream cart. He finds the probability of selling X number of vanilla cones in a day, and the results are in the probability distribution below. So the random variable X represents the number of vanilla cones that Jason was able to sell. And each of these numbers was rounded to the nearest 10, I'm going to say. Should we have done that? No, but that's what happened. So we have 120, 130, up to 190 cones sold. And then I have the probabilities for each of those. So the probability that Jason sells 120 vanilla cones is 0.071. The probability that Jason is able to sell 160 cones is 0.215. Now, a good practice is to check and make sure that this is a valid distribution. Since I made this distribution, I know that it's valid. So I'm not going to check it, but it's a good habit for you guys to check and make sure that your distributions are valid. What we want to do is we want to look at this and find the mean number of cones that Jason is able to sell in a day, if this is the distribution of his cone sales. So to do that, I'm going to take each x value and multiply it by its probability. So I'm going to do 120 times 0.071. And that is 8.52. And then 130 times 0.071. 140. I'm going to write all this out and then I'm going to do all of the calculations. And this is another point in the video where if you are moving quicker than me, please feel free to jump ahead. Zero 0.071. That's interesting. All right, and now I'm going to do all of my multiplications. Four, 5, 34.4, 170.071, 12.07, 180 times 1.3, 25.74, and 27.17. So I've done all of those multiplications, and now I'm going to take all of these answers and I'm going to add them together. And 158.6. And that is the mean. So on average, Jason sells 158.6 vanilla cones in a day. And that's good for Jason to know, because if he knows that his average is 158.6, then he knows that he should probably have at least that much each day. Some days he might sell less than that. Some days he might need more than that. But typically, that's the average that he's selling. And it also, looking at the chart, we can see that that has the highest probability. 160 is the highest probability for the number of vanilla cones he's going to sell in a day, 0.215. So if he keeps 160 cones in his ice cream cart, that'll be hitting about his average, and it also is hitting about what the highest chances are for his sales set on a typical day. So not too bad. So that is how we calculate the mean for a discrete random variable.